understand no nonsense. I'm from Kanye and Compton. You can never be conscious, cause you just stay on some dumb shit. Talk that bullshit.
Just got finished giving the ancestor son. So, I'm ready. We're gonna talk about the movie Birdbox today, and what it is. What it means for us. Because honestly, when movies resonate with so many people, that's because usually we all feel a certain attachment to it, or a certain energy that we can relate to. And even if we don't know what it means consciously, subconsciously, we relate to that energy. And so that's what this is, and that's what we're dealing with in this movie. We're dealing with something that we relate to. This is a Lovecraftian film, and Lovecraftian, H.P. Lovecraft, he kind of had a genre of horror films where it was like the fear of the unknown. I remember one of my first films that I was, spooked by as a kid. I remember, I wasn't scared of Michael Myers, I wasn't scared of Chucky, I wasn't scared of none of that. The first film I ever was scared of was Final Destination, the first one. And because I was just scared, it was a part of me, of the unknown, that my unknown self, that I knew I was going to have to face in the future. And, because they were kind of like, it would be this like wind or gust come over them, and the next thing you know, they died. And so this is kind of the same thing. This is kind of the same energy, where it's like they look into this light and pretty much they commit suicide. Now, death in movies are kind of like death in dreams. Like, if you ever died before in your dreams, I certainly have died before in my dreams. It's more so of a transformation. It's more so of a transformation than actual death. Everything is symbolic in movies. So let's say if you have we deal with symbolism all the time. One thing can mean many things, you know what I'm saying? You can see a shape and you can relate it to so many things. So that's what movie deals with. Movies deal with symbolism. So you don't want to take the thing literal. Now, what they do in certain movies is that they like to put you in the place of the main character, and have you relate to a certain character. But the mind is all. So that means you're pretty much all characters. So they want to kind of do things, behind the scenes, and throw little things in there so that you can feel it, you know what I'm saying? And, emotions and thought, especially emotions, they give off a frequency where they impact the subconscious, the psyche. And therefore you go off and, you live in that, however. And so this is how, this is what programming is, you know what I'm saying? We've been shown to fear the unknown for our whole life. Fear the dark, some people don't like scary movies, for that aspect. Some people just don't deal with it because they don't like, so what you gotta do is, you just gotta get rid of this spookism, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what it is. It's not really anything, it's just spookism. Making you fear your own self, you know what I'm saying? We're all dark and light, you know what I'm saying? We came from the darkness, we came from nothing, you know what I'm saying? And we're going back into nothing. And so that's what it is. It's just fear of death, you know what I'm saying? Fear of death. And this was the movie was based off fear of death, fear, and keeping you in the lower nature, the root chakra, which is the survival chakra. This whole movie was about survival and what you have to do to survive. And what you had to do to survive was stay blind. This is what they're telling you, you know what I'm saying? This is what they want to tell you, and this is what they want to program you. And I feel like it's got so big because it's a point where people are noticing this information, and people are waking up to it, but they're like, damn, should I really get into it? You know what I'm saying? Should I really get into it? You know, and it's funny because they had Lil Rel, and Lil Rel from Get Out, you know what I'm saying? He was the realest nigga. He was the realest nigga in Get Out. Like, he knew, nah, man, don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with them, you know what I'm saying? And even that was his whole skit. Like, he was like, don't fuck with this. I know, you know what I'm saying? And even in this one, he was like the real nigga, you know what I'm saying? But at the point where, you know, he was talking about it, you know, everybody in the crib was just kind of looking at the nigga crazy, like, yeah, you work at a supermarket, you know what I'm saying? You ain't been to college. I think the cop said that or whatever. Like, I'm not believing that shit. You sound wacky or whatever. And, you know, he knew his science, you know what I'm saying? But just like in the video I posted on the Daily Channel about Don't Be Mad, it's one thing to know and it's one thing to apply. And this is where a lot of people beginning in, you know, the study of, you know, the occult, and the occult just means hidden knowledge, hidden science. So, you know, you can be scared of it if you want. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, if you're scared, you can go somewhere else. Go to church. Go, you know, wherever you want to. You know, just stay blind. You know what I'm saying? And we're, like I said, we're gonna talk about that later. But you know, they want you to be like Lil Rel. You know what I'm saying? Get to a point where you know a little bit, but you know you haven't went too far. And this is where his fear came in. You know, he was like, I heard of that, but I ain't really, you know, I don't really understand it. And this is what you have to get. This is the difference. You have to gain understanding, and you only gain understanding by experience. You cannot have knowledge of something. You can have knowledge of something, but to experience it is a whole different thing. You know, applying is a whole different thing. And, you know, we understand that, you know, he probably didn't want to transcend his situation, which kept him in the supermarket. There has to be, you know, sacrifices made. So either you're going to sacrifice yourself for you're going to sacrifice yourself for this nature, or you're going to sacrifice yourself. You're either going to sacrifice yourself for who you truly are, or you're going to sacrifice yourself for them. You get what I'm saying? So that's what the first, one of the first deaths. You know what I'm saying? One of the first deaths within the house. You know what I'm saying? The house represents the body or the temple. So the house represents you with all your characteristics in it, all your personalities. And so the first nigga that they offed was him, you know, from the house. I want to say, I believe so. You know, because they had to. He was the one that was curious. You know what I'm saying? But he sacrificed himself, you know, to keep, you know, the agenda in order. You get what I'm saying? Cut all that out. You know, cut that out. Just sacrifice what you're talking about to keep the agenda in order. And it's funny because, you know, another thing I've realized what they're talking about is it was I first heard it was like a chemical or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember they said it was like a chemical or something. Like, it's kind of like some zombie shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like a chemical thing. But the chemical represents the alchemical process that happens once your soul start waking up. The soul represents the darkness because it's so foreign to the nature of humanity. It is the primordial nature, and primordial means before existence. You know, the soul existed before nature. So yes, when it starts waking up, it's going to act like it don't fuck with humanity. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, this shit isn't right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not in a natural order of everlasting life. The soul is immortal. You know what I'm saying? So anything that that has to, that's not in order with that. It wants to kill. You know what I'm saying? So this is where the aspects of people waking up to that and killing themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because unless you have a certain amount of spiritual prowess where you can sustain yourself and do work, this is what I was talking about with Dharma, and you know, in my last video. Yeah, so they sacrificed, you know, him because they wanted him to cut that shit out. You know, just like you cut that shit out, sacrifice yourself for this human agenda. And there's death in this, and you know, people are committing suicide. But like I said, the suicide in this just, you know, the death in this just represents transformation. It's just like some people. Okay, so eventually we found out it was like these dark beings, and the darkness just represents the womb, or just the void, or anything. You have to go into the dark to, you know, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying experience. You have to go into the places you fear the most to come out with an answer and the information, and that's light. You know what I'm saying? That's true light in its truest form. You know what I'm saying? So there were these people that were looking at this, or looking or seeing this darkness or whatever, this unknown, and they weren't able to handle it. And so, you know, they ended up committing suicide. And I didn't take this literal. I took it as people looking into people transcending. You know, we die. Parts of us die every day. You know what I'm saying? Because we not only exist in body form, but we exist in mind. You know what I'm saying? There's certain habits that have died. There's certain thought forms that have died for you to create new ones. And you know, it's just that part just affects our subconscious mind. Excuse me. Where then you have these other beings that we found out that eventually we found out that were able to look at this light and sustain themselves in that reality. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny because I saw people tweeting like, man, I'd rather been with the blind people, you know what I'm saying? With the blind people the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I didn't even think of that. But that sounded dumb to me, you know what I'm saying? That sounded dumb to me. It's like, wouldn't you rather be the people that were okay with seeing this? You know what I'm saying? And if you say no, then you have to understand why you're saying no. Because, like I said, this is Lovecraftian horror. It's designed to make you fear the unknown, because now if you relate yourself to them, then now you're a killer, you're killing people. But think about let's just say the blind represent this system, or the system we live in today. This shit is killing people every day. You know what I'm saying? So who's better? So it's like, it's just making you choose, like, the one better than the other. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. You know, it's just crazy how, you know, they play off y'all emotions and feelings, you know, and make y'all choose a side. You know, so, you know, question everything, and always have your own ideas about shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever just, you know, question it. You know, this is why I told y'all, you know, get the book illustration, the illustration that of the encyclopedia book. Get that shit. I said it in my last video, yada yada. You know, I'm tired of bringing it up at this point. You can even look on Google. You can dream symbols. I mean, you can Google dream symbols, and they pretty much are close to, you know, something. You know, they're close to at least understanding the symbology behind, you know, what certain things mean. You know what I'm saying? So you can Google. It's a site called DreamHawk.com. It's a site called DreamMoods.com. you know, you want to deal with symbols, you know what I'm saying? Because before niggas was really talking, niggas really developed language, you know, our ancestors, you know, we were really working with symbols. And before that, we was probably working with some whole other shit, you know what I'm saying? We probably was transferring messages with our mind or some shit like that, you know? But, you know, they want to make these people, like the people that see the light look crazy because they need to, you know, they need to make the people that, because it's so foreign to the system, the blind system that we live in. You feel me? It's like it's not cooperative. But that's why you have people like me. You have people all over YouTube. You have master teachers. You have elders in this shit showing continuity and relatability throughout all of our messages. So, you know, we're really building the body. You know what I'm saying? We're really building a body of which would be the body of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ even had to go through a dark period. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when he died, you feel me? Like, he saw the darkness. He faced the darkness, and out of that, he got light. So, I mean, it just makes sense to me. Like, you know, I don't, you know, just think for yourself. You feel me? Period. Yeah, and, you know, eventually, we just gotta, like I said, it's just program. I don't know, I'm gassy, I'm sorry. It's just programming you to fear the darkness and demons, and this has been happening your entire life. You know what I'm saying? Your entire life, you know, because they fear the black man waking up. You know what I'm saying? They fear the black woman waking up. You know what I'm saying? Which is really why they had to sacrifice Lil Rel in a video for the. Because if Lil Rel didn't die, if Lil Rel didn't die that first time, dude would have probably got through and killed all their ass, and that would have been the end of the movie, end of the story, right? So they need you niggas that are just getting into this, that don't want to, you know, that are fearful, you know what I'm saying, are fearful and scared to get in the car, scared to, you know what I'm saying, and you probably honor Lil Rel because, you know, he sacrificed himself for other people. That's an honorable thing, but you just gotta look in the way that they doing it. You know what I'm saying? It always gotta be some type of relatability so they can make you feel a certain way about what he's doing. Not only did they do that, they sacrificed the other black guy who was kind of, you know, they were the only two that sacrificed themselves. So this is about that. You know, it's all about sacrificing yourself for their agenda. You get what I'm saying? And when I say their agenda, it's just people like me and you that want to. There's no elite, there's no Illuminati, there's no people like there's no like, they're not dealing with shit. But the only thing that they have against you is your own mind. So the only thing that they're doing is making movies, putting money behind them, and you're watching them, and then. Because they understand what I understand. They understand the same shit I understand, and they're putting it out for your ass to watch, and you watching it, and they program your subconscious, and now you living in that. They don't want it any other way. You know what I'm saying? They want you to lead the blindness. Let's say the elite or the Illuminati are the blind people, right? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end they make it to this haven, this blind school where it's like this blind guy who's the leader of the shit, right? And you know, he gets, you know, you get to the, you know, now it's the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be one of them other niggas. I'd rather be one of them other niggas, and I am one of them other niggas. Like, open your eyes and see. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they just demonize them because, you know, they don't want you seeing for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And programming you into fear about what if you do see. You know what I'm saying? Like come on, like who made this law? Like, what law is this? You feel me? Like, this is Lovecraftian horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. You know what I'm saying? Look up his shit, Necronomicon. You know what I'm saying? Look up all the crap. But they talk about these great old ones coming back to Earth, and the great old ones is just the melanin gene being unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Or rising, or the Kundalini rising. Anything that deals with the dark forces rising is just for transformation. It's nothing scary. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be scary. The only thing they can do is program you to think it's scary, so they can continue with their agenda. You know, they can keep you blind. You know what I'm saying? Like Childish Gambino said. He said, "Stay woke." You feel me? So it's like, if you're not staying woke, then you stand blind. You know, don't you close your eyes. You heard him. You feel me? Like. So everyone has melanin. People have neuromelanin. You know, it's all about activating it, and you do that through going into the dark to get answers. And this is why I am an advocate for decoding dreams, working with symbols, because it's always a hidden message. Occult science means hidden science. That's the only thing it means. It doesn't mean, you know, people who take it and run with it like it's some type of some scary and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about decoding the hidden. That's all, man. That's all, people. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at this point, if you scared, then you know you're on your own. You know, go ahead. You know, do what you do. You know, stand blind. I ain't finna force nobody to open their eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put my message out there, you know, and hope that the people who really seek it, you know, really do something with it. You know what I'm saying? And then this is my job. This is my duty. Cause I've seen the light. Yeah, I've seen the light. You're the one, girl. And when it hit me, it felt like lightning. And when it hit me, I wasn't frightened, cause I seen the light. You know what I'm saying? That's for real. You feel me? So no, yeah, you know, I was trying to think about the birds too in the box, and I know the birds represent like spirit or angels, and you know, everybody can have a certain type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? You know, some spirits are spirits that aren't good for you. You feel me? Like, you know, some spirits are spirits that aren't good for you. You just got to discern what spirit is coming to tell you is bad. I guess, you know, with the spirits, you know, and this is just me getting the message right now. You know, the birds in the box could represent the internet. You know what I'm saying? Tweets. You know what I'm saying? Letting y'all know, oh, this, you know, this nigga, you know, spreading the message. You know, this is what's happening. You know, there's these niggas that's coming that's talking about, yeah, it's just tweets. It represents tweets. And people coming with messages and telling y'all to fear the unknown and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here go this nigga. We don't like him. You know what I'm saying? He be on that hotep shit. He be on that conscious shit. We don't really fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Fear that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is that. It's nothing to fear, man. Like I said, work with that Shiva energy, work with that Sekhmet energy. They're gonna kill your humanity, my nigga. And you see me, I'm not dead yet, but I've been killing a lot of my humanity because I've been allowing myself to rise, the God in me to rise, the vibration in me to rise. You feel me? I'm not operating from a place of fear. I'm operating from a place of love and, you know, compassion. You know what I'm saying? If I was operating from a place of fear, then I would not be doing this. You know what I'm saying? You have to have an open heart and an open mind to even receive this information. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have those two, then what you're really just trying to do is just to survive. You're using the God in the Bible to, you know, secretly, you know, because you secretly want him to bless you. You know what I'm saying? You secretly want money, and you secretly want to go to heaven when you die. You know what I'm saying? this is a sickness, you know what I'm saying? This is an illness. God is within us, you know what I'm saying? God is within us. You know, he's not anything outside of us, you know what I'm saying? Period. There's plenty of Bible verses that can back that up, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the Bible is just one interpretation of a lot of ancient texts, especially, you know, like the older texts like the Rig Veda and, you know, the Gnostic Bible, you know, all of our shit, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing to be scared of, bruh. You feel me? Like, you know, so, you know, pick a side, man. Usually the niggas in the movie that are the niggas that are the antagonists, them the niggas that's really that's really onto some shit. You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't it be if I was just trying to program you to be in my favor, like, wouldn't I make the nigga that, you know, the nigga that looks wrong to me look like the bad guy? You know what I'm saying? So always have your own idea and own mind about things. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Question it, you know. Sometimes that person could be wrong, you know, but sometimes, you know, it could be the person that you need to use for transformation. This is the same shit. Using that dark, unknown energy to transform into light. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. And this is me, you know what I'm saying, and CALEZ. And I think that's it. I think I covered everything I want to. You know what I'm saying? So peace.
I don't know you, you just wanna be kosher. I cannot stand no nonsense. I'm from CALEZ, Compton. You can never be conscious, cause you just stay on some dumb shit.